Thought it'd be good to start this final session with another short meditation. We've talked a little bit about the Vipassanā practice, and particularly here in this context of Samsara and Nirvana. The Vipassanā practice, the main Vipassanā practice to help us to achieve Nirvana is this wisdom of no self. So we're going to do a little bit of meditation to look for this self that seems to be here. One piece of advice before we begin, and this is where often where people go astray in this practice, is that like any Vipassana practice, we are investigating in our direct experience. So we're being like an empirical scientist observing to see what we can see and what we can find. But often what happens in this type of practice is that once we start the practice, then the intellectual mind goes, I know the answer, you don't need to search. The me is a subtle mental continuum because I learnt that in my Buddhist studies. And then we go, okay, I've got the answer. Or maybe some of us have got following some more New Age modern traditions where often they talk about everything in the universe is subtle vibration, subtle energy. And so then we're looking for the me, and then our intellectual mind goes, I know, I'm just subtle vibration, subtle energy. And then we don't search. But I can guarantee that when we're getting angry, we're not identifying with subtle vibrations as me. I can guarantee that. So we're not looking for our intellectual idea of who we think we are. We're looking for our instinctive sense of me. So in this meditation, give the intellectual mind a holiday and just look directly what you see, okay? And then we'll see what we see. Okay, let's do the practice. Setting the body into a state of relaxation, stillness, and vigilance. And then we can prepare the mind. So not dwelling in the past, not anticipating the future. In particular, letting go of any expectations for this meditation. Letting go of all of these things. And simply allowing the mind to come to rest in the present moment. focusing on the sensations of the breath throughout the body. Now, do you have a sense that there is a me here who is meditating? A me who is trying to relax the body, and a me who is trying to focus the mind on the breath. A me that seems to exist from its own side and doesn't seem to depend upon anything else to exist. Do you have this experience? But where is this me who is trying to relax the body and focus the mind? Where is the me who's trying to become the master or controller of this body and mind? So where is the me who is trying to relax the body? Is the body simply trying to relax itself? Or is there a me separate from the body who is trying to relax the body? If there seems to be a me separate from the body who is trying to relax the body, where is this me? So search thoroughly and see if you can find the me who is relaxing the body. Looking in your direct observation. Not trying to intellectually answer this question. And where is the me who is trying to focus the mind on the breath? Is the mind simply trying to focus itself? Or is there a me separate from the mind who is trying to focus the mind? If there seems to be a me separate from the mind who is focusing the mind, where is this me? So again, search thoroughly and look for the me who is focusing the mind on the breath. Again, not turning it into an intellectual exercise, but looking in your direct observation. Now, in your direct experience, what is actually here? There is the constant flow of physical change that is called the body. And there is the constant flow of mental experience that is called the mind. Yet, other than the body and the mind, what else is there here? is there anything here that is not the body or the mind? If there's nothing more than the body and the mind here, then where is the me who is relaxing the body and focusing the mind on the breath? However, it's undeniable that there's someone who's experiencing all of this. So there is a me here. But how can this me exist if we don't seem to be able to find it? The me exists as something merely labelled on the basis of the body and the mind. So the merely labelled me is sitting here, relaxing the body and focusing the mind on the breath. Now, many of you probably found that quite challenging. And the main reason we find this challenging is because we are running this experiment with faulty equipment. It's a bit like a scientist who has some equipment that they're using to run some experiment. But if that equipment's not functioning very well, then we get all sorts of funny results. Similarly, the equipment that we're using, of course, in this practice is our own mind. And the equipment of our mind is not very functional at the moment. We're sort of dull, distracted, spaced out, not very clear in our focus, not very methodical. So if we want this Vipassana practice to work better, then we need to make sure that the equipment is fully operational, that it's working very well. This, of course, is the shamatha practice. With the shamatha practice, we can develop functional equipment. We can make our mind more calm, more clear, more focused, less distraction, and so forth. Then the experiment will work a lot better. So that's another reason, of course, why we need to work on the concentration practice, shamatha practice. If we don't, we can do this experiment a long time, and it would be like a scientist running experiment many, many times with faulty equipment. No result, or inconclusive results, or even wrong results. So similarly, therefore, we need to put effort into the shamatha practice. Then this Vipassana practice can have some result.